In 2018, the monthly journal Nature Reviews Microbiology published a research paper titled Cyanobacteria Blooms. It said that several studies indicate that they are currently increasing globally. In fact, Chinese rivers and lakes like Dianchi Lake shared this problem.
Now we're taking a boat on the Dianchi Lake. Dianchi Lake, also known as Kunming Lake, is the largest freshwater lake in southwest China's Yunnan province.
At 1,886 meters, Dianchi Lake has been called the Pearl-Only Plateau. The lake delivers water and resources to Kunming. It can be said that for thousands of years, Dianchi Lake has nurtured the city of Kunming. The poem Dianchi Lake, written by Kunming poet Yu Jian in 1983, reads, "In my hometown, people call Dianchi Lake the sea. Youngsters often gather on the shore playing the guitar. Lovers may casually name the waterfalls passing by seagulls." 14 years later, Yu wrote a new poem, Mourning Dianchi Lake, in which he said, "Why did everything I praised vanish without a trace?"
The local people told me the pollution reached a peak in 1990s. The life in the water was nearly extinct.
2000年以后吧，反正水质就感觉就特别差。
脏的东西顾不到边里边。
蓝藻爆发的时候，然后滇池水质是非常臭的。
鱼都没有了，鱼都死完了。
How severe was the pollution in Dianchi Lake? We asked Du Jinsong, one of the so-called major doctors of Dianchi Lake.
Hey, I'm together with Mr. Du.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And we are right now taking the cableway above the Dianchi Lake so that we can have a higher angle with a larger picture of the lake.
2000年前后，就这些地方，整个一片都是死掉的蓝藻全部堆积在这，小老鼠会在上面跑。我们专业的术语说，就是整个湖泊的生态系统已经是彻底崩溃了。
Du and his team have dedicated themselves to pollution control research on Dianchi Lake for more than 20 years. Hence, they know the situation quite well.
为什么会出现这样的污染呢？
第一个就是自然的因素，它是一个盆地，滇池在整个盆地的最低点，那所有的水最后都汇集到滇池。第二一个原因呢，就是滇池流域呢没有过境的大江大河，它的蓄水主要靠降雨来进行补充，容易被污染。当然，最重要的原因就是经济社会发展、城镇的扩张和人口的增加，污染巨量增长带来的压力。短短的几十年的时间，整个人口翻了4倍，然后污水量这块就翻了6倍。
In recent decades, remote sensing satellite maps of Dianchi Lake have shown that the boundaries of urban areas are increasingly drawing near and surrounding it.
经济发展得很快，然后 GDP 也上去了，但是湖泊也受到了很多污染。
In the late 1990s, Dianchi Lake reached a peak in pollution. Massive outbreaks of blue-green algae covered the lake with a smelly green film, making it a stinking lake. Research has shown that too much green algae will result in a dense and toxic layer on the lake's surface, which not only kills lake and land animals, but also is a culprit in human liver cancer.
之前也和很多外国的专家进行交流，他们认为那么高的污染强度，治理的难度是非常大的，甚至有的专家说滇池没救了。
Many worries that Dianchi Lake had an ecological cancer. Was the lake a lost cause? For us to see the changes in water quality in Dianchi Lake more intuitively, Du and his team will give us a field demonstration of water quality comparison.
好，这个就是原来猎物类，就是滇池水质比较差，受污染。好，这个就是刚刚从外海采的一个水样。 目前这一片示范区的水质呢是3类，这个3类呢也是以后滇池保护目标的一个水质达到目标的一个水质。这个是刚从自来水里边放的一个水样。
就是很明显能够看出来它的那个浑浊程度是不一样的。
你看这个自来水的，就是它里边悬浮的东西就很少，然后这里边还能看得见一些很小的这个颗粒，颗粒态的东西，这些呢到时候水厂过滤一下，然后消消毒就可以了。
哦，所以说3类水就
可以作为一个饮用水的水源，对。
And Mr. Du told me it takes more than 2 decades to go from this level to this level. We hope in 2035 we can have the whole area to reach level 3.
Dianchi Lake, once considered incurable, has returned to its previous beautiful state. What has happened over the last 2 decades?
一开始呢，我们更多的就是围着滇池治理。后来呢，发现滇池污染体现在湖里边，但是它根源是在岸上，我们就慢慢的转到了从源头来治理。
Through Du's explanation, we can see that Dianchi Lake was one of the earliest pollution projects in China's history. From the 1980s through to the 1990s, lake management evolved from independently conserving the lake through reducing industrial and urban sewage to finally strengthening comprehensive control of the pollution. But at the beginning, there was no significant improvement in water quality.
2015年，总书记专门提到，就是滇池本来是云南，特别是昆明的一颗明珠。现在反而成了昆明乃至云南一块舢板，损失实在太大。
In January 2015, President Xi Jinping stressed during an inspection tour of Yunnan province that we must make conservation a more prominent priority, protecting the environment like we would protect something as sensitive as our eyes, and treating it like we would treat something as precious as our lives.
听到总书记这个指示以后呢，就把滇池治理作为昆明市的头等大事来抓。市委市政府主要领导都是亲自来挂帅推动滇池治理，把滇池治理的任务下发到了各个县区，甚至各个乡镇，所以就大家全面的参与到滇池保护治理当中，这样就是比较实实在在的推动了整个滇池治理的工作。另外一个呢，就是我们和国内的很多大专院校，比如北大、清华，还有中科院，很多单位都有合作，开展相关的研究，为滇池治理提供了很好的技术支撑。到2016年，滇池水质就有一个明显的好转。
In 2016, the water quality of Dianchi Lake achieved a breakthrough. The improvement allowed it to meet the standards for agricultural and general landscape usage. Gradually, we see hope at Dianchi Lake.
小朋友集中了啊！大人集合了，各位实习的站好点啊！
Today, I will participate in a volunteer activity contributing to the protection of Dianchi Lake.
我们有组织了一个志愿队，他们都是自愿参加的。我这帮志愿队呢都是60岁以上，现在呢还有一帮少儿队也参加进来。
咱们一般都1周来几次呀
？1周1次，我是每天2次到3次巡捕。你看那个是飞机草啊，给它砍掉，外来物种这是生命力特别强。
这还挺需要力气的。
哎，有力气的。
哎呦喂，哎呦。
以往呢是塑料造成的，放在江里面呢，时间长了污染就很大。2016年到现在，我们捞了几百斤。
变化相当的大，以前很乱的，那个上面拉成堆的。这2天呢是下雨，如果没下雨的话，这个河很空的。
哦，是吗？
哦，看得到小鱼在游的。
人人要有责，人人贡献，人人参与，是吧？才能够保护好居民。
保护滇池，让滇池更干净。
习主席说了嘛，是不是？
金山就是金山。
所以那么美丽，也是因为有盘龙家有椰子，有美好的这种山清水秀的环境。
In 2018, the water quality of Dianchi Lake had another breakthrough. These improvements should be attributed to all ordinary people in Kunming who have contributed to the conservation of the lake. In January 2020, President Xi came to Kunming again. He acknowledged conservation efforts and said that mountains, waters, forests, farmlands, and lakes form a community of life. Strengthening comprehensive, systematic, and source control of pollution is an important task.
啊，你可以看一下，
看得比较清楚，
就更远也更清楚。
我第一次看到白鹭、苍鹭都是。
On October 13, 2021, the Green Paper on Biodiversity in the Dianchi Lake Basin was officially released. It found a total of 311 species of birds were recorded in the Dianchi Lake Basin, among which 52 are under national protection. Native fish species such as the Dianchi Jingxianba, which had been believed to be extinct for many years, made a comeback in Dianchi Lake.
人不负青山，青山定不负人。生态文明是人类文明发展的历史趋势。让我们携起手来，秉持生态文明理念，站在为子孙后代负责的高度，共同构建地球生命共同体，共同建设清洁美丽的世界。